Imagine waking up to the headlines screaming that America's sweetheart, the elegant polished, and drama-free Blake Lively has just been hit with a bombshell lawsuit, and not by just anyone. By Candace Owens, one of the most outspoken and relentless political commentators in modern media. Suddenly, the woman once hailed as the epitome of class and grace is now front and center in one of the biggest legal controversies Hollywood has seen in years. This isn't a rumor, this isn't a tabloid spin, this is a full-blown legal showdown that threatens to crack the foundation of celebrity-controlled digital freedom and what it really means to be untouchable in the entertainment world. Let that sink in. Blake Lively, a name associated with timeless red carpet moments, family life with Ryan Reynolds, and a reputation as a grounded, controversy-free star, now stands accused of something explosive, allegedly using legal intimidation to silence voices online. Voices that include small creators, independent commentators, and even those with barely a handful of followers. And Candace Owens isn't just calling it out in tweets or fiery podcast rants. She's going to court, she's demanding accountability, and she's doing it in a way that Hollywood has never seen before. Now here's the twist: Owens isn't seeking a simple apology or damages. This lawsuit is about drawing a legal boundary, one that protects digital commentators from being steamrolled by the high-powered machinery of celebrity influence. She's aiming to set a precedent that will echo across YouTube, TikTok, podcasts, blogs, and every corner of the internet where commentary lives. And the response: Hollywood is in panic mode. Behind the glitz and glamour, PR firms are scrambling. Legal teams are holding urgent strategy calls. Influencers and YouTubers are watching closely because they know what's really at stake. This is bigger than just one lawsuit. This is a potential tipping point in the war between traditional celebrity control and the raw, unfiltered power of online creators. You see, for years, celebrities have enjoyed a level of protection that most people could only dream of. Bad press, they bury it. Online criticism, they threaten it away. But this case threatens to flip that script, and Blake Lively is the name tied to the fuse. What Candace Owens is arguing isn't just that Blake Lively went too far. She's claiming that a line was crossed, a legal and ethical one. That legal threats and digital suppression were used not to protect truth or reputation, but to intimidate, silence, and control the narrative. And the most jaw-dropping part: some of the creators who were allegedly targeted aren't even big names. We're talking about micro-creators, small voices with small audiences, who suddenly found themselves facing legal pressure from some of the biggest names in entertainment. Owens is taking a stand for those voices, and in doing so, she's taking on not just Blake Lively, but the entire celebrity legal playbook. And Blake insiders say she's livid. Sources close to her say she feels ambushed and personally attacked, that this lawsuit is outrageous and deeply unfair, that her intentions were always to protect her family and her reputation, not to muzzle creators. But Owens' legal team isn't buying it, and they're armed with emails, legal filings, and what they claim is clear evidence of overreach. It's the kind of lawsuit that could change everything, and here's why: if Owens wins, it may send shockwaves through the entertainment industry, forcing celebrities to think twice before using legal threats against commentary. If she loses, it may embolden even more stars to go after small creators and set back digital freedom for years to come. So whether you're Team Blake or Team Candace, one thing is clear: this isn't just gossip, this is history in the making. This moment is redefining the relationship between public figures and the people who talk about them. It's redefining how far legal power can stretch before it breaks the spirit of free speech. And it's shining a spotlight on a truth many already know: that not all power plays happen in front of the camera. Some happen quietly, in legal offices, in boardrooms, in the shadows of red carpets and press releases, until someone decides to speak up. And now the silence has been shattered. The courtroom lights are on. The cameras are rolling. The public is watching. And what comes next could change everything. In a moment that has sent shockwaves rippling through Hollywood and beyond, Candace Owens has filed a massive and unexpected lawsuit, and the named defendant none other than beloved actress Blake Lively. The news exploded across social media platforms like wildfire, igniting a frenzy of speculation, debate, and confusion. For an actress who has built her career on charm, elegance, and a relatively scandal-free image, this legal entanglement feels like a sudden thunderstorm in the middle of a calm summer day. But what exactly triggered this dramatic legal action? At the center of the storm is a series of alleged private communications, online activity, and reportedly aggressive, behind-the-scenes efforts to suppress or target digital commentary, a claim that Owens asserts in her lawsuit is a violation of fundamental rights. And while much of the suit remains under wraps as it moves into early procedural stages, initial filings hint at something much deeper than a personal spat, something systemic. possibly involving media pressure, alleged censorship, and growing concerns about silencing voices in the name of reputation management. Blake Lively, who until now was seen as one of Hollywood's most grounded and least controversial figures, has responded fiercely behind closed doors, according to sources close to the matter. While no official statement has been released from Lively's camp yet, insider reports suggest she's feeling blindsided, enraged, and ready to fight this head-on. Those close to her claim she believes the lawsuit is a tactic, a way to stir public attention and provoke outrage. But Owens, never one to back down from a confrontation, has doubled down. Candace Owens, a political commentator known for her bold commentary and fearless challenges to establishment narratives, is no stranger to controversy. But suing a high-profile actress, especially one not known for political engagement, seemed like a bold and unexpected move even by her standards. So what happened behind the scenes? What does the lawsuit allege, and why is Hollywood so unnerved? According to legal analysts who have reviewed the preliminary documents, the lawsuit centers on alleged attempts by Lively's team to suppress critical commentary related to a set of online discussions. These discussions, which appear to have spiraled from commentary on family-related campaigns, celebrity involvement in social advocacy, and online defamation standards, became a flashpoint. And Owens claims her rights were violated in the aftermath. She contends that individuals close to Lively went beyond public relations and crossed into dangerous legal territory by allegedly issuing overreaching subpoenas, pressuring digital platforms, and intimidating creators through legal proxies. And here's where the story really escalates. Hollywood, already reeling from a year of PR disasters, digital exposure, and long-hidden feuds being dragged into the public eye, has taken a collective step back. For years, the entertainment industry has enjoyed a level of protection where powerful legal teams and behind-the-scenes negotiations kept most disputes quietly resolved. But the digital age has changed all that. Now creators, whether influencers, commentators, or independent journalists, are documenting and defending their side of the story in real time. And Owens' decision to go to court instead of remaining within the usual celebrity media tug-of-war is a message in itself. Sources suggest that more than a few celebrities are watching this case closely, not out of loyalty to either party necessarily, but because it threatens to redefine the boundary between digital commentary and personal reputation. If Owens succeeds, it could encourage other creators to push back more aggressively against similar efforts. If she fails, it may embolden even more powerful figures to tighten their control over online narratives. What complicates this case further is Blake Lively's traditionally pristine image. Unlike some of her peers, she's avoided most controversies. Her public persona has been that of a stylish, intelligent, and occasionally outspoken actress, but always with a sense of diplomacy, which is why her alleged aggressive legal steps, if proven true, would mark a dramatic shift in perception. It's not just about one celebrity getting sued, it's about the potential collapse of a carefully built public image. The legal battle is only beginning, but the stakes couldn't be higher. In the days following the filing, a whirlwind of reactions hit social media. Supporters of Owens hailed her as a champion for digital free speech. They say that enough is enough, that celebrities shouldn't be allowed to silence creators just because the narrative makes them uncomfortable. On the other side, Lively's defenders argued that reputational attacks, especially those amplified on massive platforms, can be deeply harmful and deserve robust legal responses. So who's right? That's what the court is set to decide. But one thing is already clear: this isn't just a lawsuit. To settle it's a showdown. From the initial shock. One between more traditional Hollywood power and modern digital coming to light, and they're raising eyebrows. Women who represent across legal and entertainment circles alike, and the ripple effects publicity stunt only just beginning to be felt. Drama. The lawsuit appears to be a meticulously structured legal challenge grounded in principles of digital rights, public commentary, and the legal definition of harassment. At the heart of the case are Owens' allegations that individuals linked to Blake Lively's legal and PR apparatus attempted to silence online voices not just through public rebuttals, but through the quiet weaponization of legal tools. This included, according to the initial filings, attempts to subpoena small creators and pressure platforms to remove or restrict commentary that was critical, satirical, or investigative in nature. Owens, in her filing, isn't merely asking for damages. She's asking the court to draw a legal line in the sand. She wants a judgment that protects digital commentators, whether they're established journalists or independent YouTubers, from what she refers to as celebrity-initiated legal intimidation. If her argument holds, it could set a major precedent in how celebrities and public figures engage with the digital world. But where does Blake Lively come into all of this directly? While Lively hasn't issued a public statement, multiple reports suggest her legal team has been quietly engaged in multiple matters involving online creators over the past year. Some of these efforts, according to sources familiar with the situation, included cease and desist letters, data subpoenas, and what critics are calling overbroad legal maneuvers. Owens' team appears to have compiled extensive evidence of these efforts and is now arguing that such actions, if left unchecked, pose a threat to freedom of expression and the integrity of public discourse. Legal observers have pointed out that the case may hinge on whether the actions in question constitute legal overreach or justified reputation protection. And while courts have traditionally given celebrities room to protect their privacy and image, this lawsuit pushes them into newer, grayer territory, namely where digital creators, even those with minimal reach, are pulled into legal battles over content that falls under commentary or opinion. One creator whose channel has fewer than 1,000 subscribers reportedly received a legal notice connected to this broader situation. The inclusion of such small-scale creators in legal actions is something Owens specifically cites as an example of disproportionate legal targeting. It's a point gaining sympathy online, as many feel that legal systems should not be used to intimidate those without the means to defend themselves properly. And what about the broader implications for Hollywood? This case has become a litmus test for how far celebrity influence should extend into digital spaces. As more A-list names begin to recognize the influence of commentary channels, podcasts, and independent journalists, the tension between protecting image and respecting online freedom has grown. Owens' case touches that nerve directly. It's no longer just about one celebrity, it's about power dynamics, about whether public figures should be able to legally pressure platforms to silence opinions. Hollywood insiders are privately concerned. Publicly, most are remaining silent, but behind the scenes, PR firms are reportedly urging clients to watch their legal strategies closely. A lawsuit like this opens the door to discovery, meaning private communications, internal discussions, and strategy memos could become public in court. That's a risk many high-profile individuals don't want to take. It's important to remember that Candace Owens is not just a public figure, she's also media-savvy, legally informed, and knows how to navigate both traditional courtrooms and the court of public opinion. Her team is treating this as more than a personal issue. They see it as a defense of online spaces against over-policing by wealth and status. That narrative is gaining traction, particularly among younger, digital-first audiences who see themselves in the creators being targeted. The legal team representing Owens has filed motions for transparency, asking the court to make relevant communications public in the interest of accountability. If granted, this could mean email chains, coordination, records, and potentially revealing documents related to how digital content was flagged or challenged. It's the kind of transparency few celebrities want, and it could lead to a flood of similar challenges if Owens is successful. Meanwhile, the public remains divided. Some viewers argue that public figures deserve to be shielded from online speculation, especially when it veers into conspiracy or character attacks. Others believe that once someone steps into public life, especially in the entertainment industry, they must accept a certain level of scrutiny and commentary, even if it's uncomfortable. This lawsuit could redefine where that line is drawn, and Blake Lively sources close to her insist she was unaware of some of the more aggressive legal steps allegedly taken on her behalf, painting her more as a victim of overzealous representation. Others say she was very much involved, personally approving tactics designed to shut things down before they escalate. If that's true, and if documents to that effect surface during discovery, it could spell serious trouble for her public image and perhaps even her career. Coming up in Part 3, we'll explore the final piece of this puzzle. What happens if Owens wins or loses this battle? What would victory mean for small creators, for celebrities, and for the larger media ecosystem that's increasingly defined by digital platforms instead of traditional gatekeepers? As the legal battle between Candace Owens and Blake Lively picks up momentum, the implications are beginning to spread far beyond the courtroom. This isn't just a personal dispute between two public figures, it's turning into a defining case about power, speech, and accountability in the digital age. What happens next could shape the rules of engagement for years to come. Let's start with what victory would look like on either side. If Candace Owens wins, the case could set a precedent that limits how far celebrities can go in targeting digital content. It would reinforce the rights of creators, even small ones, to express opinions, critiques, and commentary without fear of facing overwhelming legal retaliation. It might also force Hollywood's legal teams to reevaluate how they respond to online discussions, encouraging dialogue over silencing tactics. In essence, It would send a powerful message that the courtroom is not a tool for suppressing free speech even when that speech is uncomfortable. In this scenario, the victory wouldn't just belong to Owens, it would belong to the countless small creators, journalists, and everyday social media users who felt vulnerable in the face of legal threats from powerful entities. It could open the door to stronger protections for independent media voices, and perhaps lead to future legislation that draws a clearer line between harassment and opinion. But if Blake Lively prevails, it will also carry significant consequences, especially for digital creators. Her legal team will likely argue that certain forms of content cross the line from critique into defamation, and that individuals have a right to protect their reputations from potentially damaging narratives. A win for Lively could embolden other celebrities to pursue similar legal routes, potentially flooding small channels with legal demands they simply can't afford to fight. Some argue this could create a chilling effect where creators begin self-censoring to avoid trouble, even if their content is based in fact, opinion, or public record. In an era where social media platforms have become the new town square, this would be a deeply concerning outcome for many who rely on these spaces for information, accountability, or just cultural commentary. The emotional tone surrounding this legal conflict also can't be ignored. For years, Blake Lively has cultivated an image of elegance and grace. She has portrayed herself as someone who lifts others up, who values privacy, and who avoids the chaos that often surrounds celebrity culture. But this lawsuit and the claims within it could change that perception permanently. Even if she wins, the very idea that her team allegedly targeted small creators could stick in the public memory for years. Candace Owens, on the other hand, is no stranger to standing alone in high-stakes fights, whether you agree with her views or not. Her decision to file this lawsuit shows a level of legal boldness not often seen in the digital space. She's betting big not just on herself, but on a belief that digital voices deserve legal protection. That boldness may make her a symbol for online creators who've felt voiceless against the machine of celebrity legal power. And what about Hollywood's response so far? Most major names have kept their distance, offering no public support for either side. But that silence speaks volumes. Legal analysts believe many celebrities are watching closely, nervous about what this case could expose, not only about legal overreach, but also about how often stars use quiet threats, back-channel requests, or private settlement deals to maintain their pristine reputations. If this lawsuit does go to trial and discovery moves forward, the entertainment world could be forced to reckon with a much bigger question: just how much influence should a celebrity have over what people can say about them online? This isn't just about a lawsuit. This is about the future of accountability in entertainment.